to your mother. You aren't my mother. Apologize at once, Coraline. I'll give you to the count of 3. 1, 2, 3! You know I love you. Now, you're going to stay here forever.
Hello guys, so for today's video we are going to be doing The Other Mother from Coraline. So to start off, I am just setting Julia's eyebrows down with a glue stick. I'm just completely blocking them off of her face because we need them to disappear pretty much. I was watching a video that went a lot more in depth of how to block out eyebrows. I was watching Patrick Starr's video on YouTube, so I would highly suggest you guys watch something like that. It'll help you a lot more than just watching me do it because I had to go in there with glue a lot because Joy has some really thick eyebrows and it just took a long time. So then I'm taking a super white translucent looking powder. I can't remember exactly what I used. I believe it was the Maybelline Fit Me translucent powder that I was using. So yeah, just any setting powder that you want to use. I used one that had a lot of kind of like white in it, the lightest shade that it comes in, because obviously we are turning her super white and pale. And then next I'm going to use the Mayron, I believe it's like a cake cream paint that I use. I'm not too sure, but I do know that it is from Mayron, and I am just taking that all over her face. I did mix it a bit with the Revlon Candid foundation because I wanted it to have a bit of an off-white kind of beigey color. I didn't want it to be too stark, like clown looking white. So yeah, that's why I mixed just a little bit of foundation to give it that perfect antique-y weird white shade. I just feel like it looks creepier, honestly. In order to make sure that her eyebrows got completely whited out, I kept mixing that cake Mayron white cream paint and the foundation, and I just loaded it up on her eyebrows and kept setting them with a white eyeshadow and that translucent powder. I just kept packing and layering it until they were completely gone and you could barely see them. And then I am setting the rest of her face with that same translucent powder. For all the shadows that I use for the rest of the look, I use the Jeffree Star Cremated palette, and I'm taking the shade Grave Digger at first, and I'm starting to kind of contour out that jawline area. Then I'm taking Life Insurance and Death Blow, which is just a light gray and a whiter kind of creamy shade to help further blend it. I started to drag the shadow down just a bit, but then I started looking at pictures of the other mother and I realized that her cheekbones don't cut down like that. So I just went over with a little bit of the cream white that I was using. I know, cream over powder, not a good idea, but that's okay. You can't really tell that I did that, and I just kind of fixed my mistake. Then I am taking a kind of a black cream paint, the one that I was using just to kind of create a rough draft of everything was a really cheap cream paint from our local Halloween tent that comes to town every year. I could not tell you guys the brand. I have no idea. It's just a super cheap one. I'm sure you can get it at your local Party City or literally anything like that. Or you can definitely get something that would work a lot better, like a gel liner, such as the Maybelline gel liner. I think that's a really perfect black cream to work with, but unfortunately I forgot mine at home because I'm a dum-dum. But that's okay. So I'm basically just creating the shape of the face. I'm cutting out like her jaw area and her forehead area, kind of creating a skull-like shape. I was really just looking at pictures of her face to really map out what I need to do. So I really recommend just looking at a picture of her and just doing the best that you can. Next, I am doing her weird, creepy looking eyebrows. This took a good little while to do, but I just sat there and I perfected it with a little detailed eyeliner brush. This brush really came in handy for that detailed work. Then I'm going to take the Morgue and I think it's Eulogy? Why do I feel like that sounds weird? Whatever. And I'm going to blend those shades around on her lid area to give it a bit of a shadow for behind the buttons. Then I just lined her waterline with some black liner. And then I was watching, oh my gosh, I don't remember her name, but I will link the video down below. She did a YB tutorial, so I was watching how she did her buttons, and it just made it really simple. So I'm taking a mixture of my black cream paint and the white Mayron paint to create kind of a gray color, and I'm creating a circle around the eye. Taking a little dance break because we needed it. It was like 2 a.m. and we were over it at that point. And then I set it with the Life Insurance shade from Jeffree Star's Cremated palette just to make sure it wasn't going everywhere. And then I took a little mixture of liners. I did the Too Faced one and a cheap Wet n Wild one just to create that ring around the button, and then I filled in the center of the button as well with that black. Then I took my Mayron cream paint, the white one obviously, and tried to create like the little button thread, whatever that is called. And honestly, I don't recommend using that cream paint. It was the only thing that I had other than that and a white eyeshadow, which obviously was not opaque enough to create the dots and stuff. But basically I wouldn't recommend doing that cream just because it does transfer if she opens her eyes. So I would not recommend that, but that was the only thing that I was working with. So if you have like a white liner, I would highly recommend using that. But I basically, finessed it and created those white little threads and holes. I really don't know what that's called, but oh well. Now I'm taking that same Wet n Wild cheap liquid liner and I'm creating those little triangular nostrils that she has, and then I'm going to kind of contour her nose a bit to make it look a lot more skinny, and I'm using the shade Last Respects. I know it didn't focus there, but Last Respects, it's like a khaki gray kind of color. And then I'm taking that liner and starting to do the little cracks on her face. If you guys don't know, I am doing the other mother obviously from the very end of the movie when she has the cracks all over her face. So yes, I'm taking that Wet n Wild liner to do that with that little detailed brush. Told you guys it comes in handy for those details. by the time we got to the lips and chest part of this makeup, it was nearly 4 a.m. I was so tired. My back was about to fall off because I had been standing through this whole thing and I was just not having it. So it does look a little bit sloppy. You could see it looks a little bit wider around the edges of her mouth because I messed up a couple times. So it doesn't look as great as I was wanting it to, but that's okay. We weren't going anywhere after this. So when you guys are doing this tutorial, hopefully for Halloween, you can definitely perfect it and make it look a lot better. But I'm telling you, I was just getting sloppy at this point. I was ready to finish up and head home and go to sleep. So yes, now I'm just taking that cream paint and the white cream paint as well to kind of create that skeletal chest area. I forgot to mix the white with a little bit of the foundation, which is why it looks so white. I completely forgot, but like I said, it was so late at this point that I didn't even care. So if it was a little bit earlier and I had more energy and all that good stuff, I would have taken the time to make it look a lot better, but that is okay. So yep, I just basically did that little chest area, carved out the black areas where she obviously doesn't have bones. So yeah, and that's about it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Please send me pictures if you guys recreate this look. It was not the hardest, but it was not as easy as I thought it was going to be. It definitely had some tricky parts to it. So yeah, definitely carve yourself out some time if you're going to create this look because it took me a while. But yeah, I love you guys so much and I thank you guys so much for watching. And if you guys enjoyed this video, then make sure to please give it a big thumbs up. Honestly, even if you didn't like it, you should still give it a thumbs up because I put a lot of work into it. I am still shading the bone stuff with the shades Obituary and Last Respects. That was my chair that just squeaked, by the way. I don't know if you could heard it. I swear I did not. Ignore that. But yeah, I'm just shading the bones and all that good stuff. But other than that, that is the end of this tutorial. I love you guys so much. Please let me know if you guys have any ideas on what you're wanting to see next for Halloween tutorials, and I will definitely check them out. And yeah, I don't really have anything else to say, but I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.